Hello everyone, this is Abhignya from CSCA. Now I am going to give a presentation on the topic called Enumeration Interface. Before going into the topic, let's discuss what enumeration, in which classification it comes, what does it do and all these things. So basically there are four types of interfaces that we use. In that, three are interfaces, and we use for each loop for retrieving the elements from the collections. What are collections? Collections are nothing but they are used to group the objects. It is similar to our array, but in array we can store the objects of same class, but in collections we can store the multiple objects of different classes too. That's the difference over there. And using for each loop we can retrieve, as all of you know, the syntaxes. And using iterator is nothing but we are accessing the elements in the collections one by one with the help of iterator interface. There were basically three methods generally we use in the iterator, that is hasNext, next method, and remove method. What does it mean? It means that hasNext returns the element, returns a boolean value whether the next element is present or not. Element next method, that is next method, will return the element present in the iterator. Remove is used to remove the element. And coming to list iterator, we have has next method, has previous method, next method, previous method, and remove method. Here, if next method is present, then it will return true, else it will return false. Similarly, if there exists a element in the previous, list iterator returns true, otherwise false. It is similar to iterator, but the difference is in iterator we can traverse only in the forward direction. We can access the elements one by one. But coming to the list iterator, we can access the elements in forward as well as backward directions. Coming to enumeration interface, we have basically two methods, hasMoreElements and nextElement. So what happens over here is same. If there are elements, then it will return true. Otherwise, it will return false. It is similar to the list iterator itself. But the difference is in enumeration, we cannot add or remove the elements, so we cannot replace the elements. Whereas in iterator, we can modify the elements after any operation is done on the collection. So let's discuss the features of the enumeration interface. So enumeration interface can be synchronized. It won't support, as I have said before, it won't support adding, removing the elements or replacing the element. Only we can access the elements one by one, and it is same like iterator. Actually, as this is synchronized, it can be implemented in multi-threaded environments too. But coming to when it is compared with iterator, enumeration interface is preferred, as we can perform operations on the iterator. So now let's implement the enumeration interface. Now let us try to implement some demo on the enumeration interface. So now let's import java.util.star. Util is utility. Util stands for utility. Now let's write our class. Class edemo edemo public static void main string arg. Let's try to implement this on a vector. So vector integer b equal to new vector now. Let's try to add the elements in the vector. B dot add 28. B dot add 8. B dot add 30. B dot add 4. So these are our elements. So let us try to, we need to implement the enumeration. So for that, enumeration E equal to B dot elements. So as I have discussed here, enumeration interface has two methods, hasMoreElements and nextElement. hasMoreElements returns true if element present in the list or in any given collection. So let's try to apply it here. Let us use a loop while e dot has more element then system dot out dot println e dot, what the method that we have used over here is nextElement. E dot next element. Let's try to implement that. Java C e demo dot Java. Java e demo. Yes, our elements have printed over here. So now what I'll do is I'll try to implement it after this. I'll try to implement it using Iterator. So let's do it. Now what I'll do is I'll use iterator, integer, it equal to, I'll use this v dot 1 minute. While here for iterator we have three methods: has, next, next, and remove. Let's try to implement has next. It dot has next, and in this system dot out dot println it dot next. If it dot it dot next equals, we can use equals function to check whether the two given values are equal. So I think we can use yes, 28. We will add v dot add 45, let's say. Then now let's try to compile it. It has executed. So here when you try to execute this, like here, if we run and try to execute this program, we will get an error because uh, you're trying to add 45 to it. You cannot add it. You cannot do it so because it's throwing an error. That is the reason why we should not add or remove. We cannot modify the elements in the collections. That is how it works. Thank you.